Okay friends, it's time to get started on our spark plugs. Now for the spark plugs, you're going to have 3 along the driver's side back, right over here. They're pretty much right out in the open once you remove the spark plug wires. Over on the passenger side, you can still get to them right through the side right here. It's very simple, but if you felt as though you had to, you could also remove this area right here. Now obviously, like I said, the driver's side is much easier to see, especially for the camera, so we're going to go ahead and do one over here, but the process is going to be the same for all. Now something that I want to mention real quick on this is some people like to just go ahead and remove all of the spark plug wires from each of the spark plugs all at once. If you do that, there's the possibility you could mix up the wires, so if you're going to do that, you want to make sure you mark them in some way. With that said, I'm just going to do one at a time. I'll do this one right here. Like I said, it's out in the open, you can see it. To remove the wires, generally you just want to give them a little twist, and while you're twisting, you want to be trying to draw it up and away from the engine/spark plug. Once you have that wire off of there, just go ahead and inspect it. You want to make sure it's soft and pliable and it's not damaged in any way. This one looks great, so I'll set it aside, and now we have clear access to our spark plug right down there. Before we go ahead and removing that, let's go ahead and spray away any of the debris with some compressed air. Next, we need to continue on with a 5/8 spark plug socket. It's important to make sure you use a spark plug socket because inside it has a little rubber grommet, which is essentially going to hold onto that spark plug for you. There's our spark plug. Go ahead and set that aside. Before we get ready to install our spark plug, let's just take a look at this area right here, in between the electrode and the ground strap itself. You just essentially want to make sure that this area is not damaged, maybe possibly due to shipping or anything the like, and then also inspect the ceramic area of your spark plug as well, just to inspect to see if you see any cracks or damage. Okay, now it's time to get ready to install our brand new spark plug. I'm going to go ahead and take my spark plug socket. We'll slide it right in there. We'll pretty much have it ready. As you can tell, it does not fall out, which is super important. Now I'm just going to go ahead and reach down inside there, try to get this lined up. We'll start it in by hand until it bottoms out, and then we can torque it to 150 inch-pounds. All right. Once you have that torqued, let's continue on back to this spark plug wire. Before you go ahead and put that on, just put on a tiny bit of dielectric grease along the rubber here. That's just going to help remove this in the future. Now at this point, we can go ahead and slide it right onto the spark plug. Push it on until you hear a little click. There, I felt it. I'm going to give it a little wiggle, give it a little tug. You want to make sure it's secured. Now at this point, we finished this process. The process is going to be the exact same for all the rest of your spark plugs. After that, you're going to want to start up the truck. Once it's running, make sure you don't have a running condition. If you do, double check all of your wires, make sure they're in the proper placement, and of course, you want to make sure that the spark plugs aren't damaged in any way. Assuming everything's good, take it for a road test.